Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's an all-you-can-geek movie cast. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy,
What's up?
Corey Feinsod,
Hello there.
and Tony Korkanakis.
Yo.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners. Welcome, viewers. We're live right now on Twitch, Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock. Please join us for these live broadcasts if you... we're live. I just got notified. If you can't see these live broadcasts, we're over on YouTube, so subscribe to both channels so you can know when we go live or when we post, depending on what your free time is availability-wise, so... all right, guys. New week, new viewership stuff, 2 Daredevil episodes to talk about. Before we go through that, which I'm excited for, I will say that I watched. I finally got back into Invincible. So now I'm watching season 2, which I didn't watch before because I watched the first episode and knowing that it was like not finishing in the first half, I was like, nah, I'm not going to do this right now. So I stopped watching it, and now that I know they've gone through season 3, I'm like, well, now I'll start getting back into it. And I just finished episode 3 of season 2. It's a great show. It definitely covers my gore vibe thing that like The Boys is just too much. Like this is animated, so I can just like I can handle it. But we've talked about this, but so it's good. I'm very disappointed in how they did season 2. I'm glad that season 3 was corrected.
Yes.
So I look forward to seeing that more. But I'm trying to think of like what else I watched. Drawing like, of course I'm drawing like blanks right now, but I know I watched a whole bunch of stuff.
It's not that important.
Oh, I know what I watched. Oh yeah. Okay, so there is this. I talked about this. I may have talked about this last week. There are live channels on Amazon.
Yes.
I mentioned that right last week.
Yep.
I have fallen into the Dungeons and Dragons trap. Like I am watching the Dungeons and Dragons channel. Let me tell you about this channel. So it's got the cartoon. It rotates through the cartoon, obviously. It rotates through tabletop gaming, where you can watch them play.
That's what I expected it to be when you said that.
Yeah.
So.
No. So they run the game, and then there's a celebrity version of this where they run the game with celebrities. And then there's the Heroes of the Feast, I think it's called. It's a cooking show where they have like a cookbook from Dungeons and Dragons, and they cook like meals from that book that are inspired by Dungeons and Dragons. I'm like really like I got home from work and I just put that on while I'm cooking and stuff. It's great. You put that on, you clean the house. It's like perfect background TV. The cartoon aside, which was a great cartoon back in the 80s, but the content is just it's really good to watch them play these games. The decisions that they make, it's very entertaining. So I'm enjoying that. So I watched a lot of that actually. As I said, I could just leave that on and just leave it on in the background. But besides Daredevil, I think that's pretty much it for me. Mike, anything extra for you?
Nope.
Extra.
Corey?
Wheel Time, still going through it. This was a really good episode.
I started that too. Go on.
It's like I said last week. It's just they've been doing a much better job of escalating and telling the story and getting to the good stuff, I guess you could say, and making an adaptation that's its own thing, but at the same time still doing a fairly good job of adapting the story. And we're getting to, like I said, the good stuff with the books. And so the show is getting better for that. And it's getting better each week. And this was a good episode. The ending was great, though. Like I was like, "Ooh, this is nice." So gets you hyped for the next
and this is season 3 they're on now, right?
Season 3. Yep.
Yeah. So I started season 2 by your recommendation. So got through that. I watched all of Reacher, the final finale of that. It's a good finale. I don't know if I talked about that last week. I can't remember if it was last week. I think it was this week. Yeah. I think the finale just happened though last week. So great show, great series. Recommend that one too. So
cool.
Tony?
So I actually went out to the movie theaters
What?
and saw
Those things exist?
Yeah. A friend of mine was like, "Hey, you want to go see this movie?" I was like, "Sure." But we went to go see Jason Statham has a new movie out called
Working Man?
The Working Man or A Working Man or whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
Because it's action. I was like, okay, I mean...
Mindless, right? You don't have to invest too much.
Right? Yeah. Well, that's what you would think. But, you guys know how I've complained about like the Sony formula, like the first party games formula where it's like sad dad. They did this for an action movie. Because Jason Statham is sad dad. Sorry. Yeah. I'm like laughing while I'm thinking about this. So
it was darts to a board.
So Jason Statham plays as this like retired military British Royal. What do they call the equivalent of like? Yeah, whatever.
SAS?
Royal Guard.
Yeah, something like that. Whatever. Whatever the equivalent is. And he came to the United States, married, had a kid, and you find out it's like, oh, the wife passed away due to like some dark reasons, and it's like, oh, and then so he doesn't even have custody of the kid. It goes to the grandfather because he can't take care of himself apparently because he works for this like Mexican or like Latino American family owned construction company that apparently doesn't pay him well enough to make it on his own and have a place or something. Like he sleeps in his truck or something like that. And I'm just like, what? But like, later on in the movie, I'm sorry, I'm going to spoil a little bit of this. It's
Go on. It sounds generic.
So anyway, the movie just starts out with like, he's sad because he doesn't have full custody of his daughter. He only gets her for 2 hours every weekend or something like that. And then, he's a construction guy. He's like a, whatever the head construction person is named.
Foreman?
Yeah, Foreman, thank you. And he sees one of his workers about to get beaten up, so he interjects. And he's like, hey, he's got to get to work. And they're like, fuck you, old man. And like, they attack him. And of course, he busts out his like, super secret, retired military jujitsu, whatever, right, and destroys them. And it's like, okay. And then meanwhile, the daughter of the Latino-owned family construction company goes out for her first semester in college celebration party. I don't know why it had to be this. It literally could have been anything. With her friends, and she wound up getting kidnapped by, you guessed it, Russians. Because who else is evil in America? Russians. So anyway, the family, is like, please, we know you were a retired military man. Help get our daughter back. And they just throw like $50,000 at him.
Daughter back? What?
Yeah. So they throw $50,000 at him. I'm like, bro, he doesn't even have a fucking apartment. And you're like, because then Jason says, he was like, you guys are the only ones who treated me good after I came to America, and this, that happened. You're my family. I'm like, bro, your family wouldn't let you fucking live in your truck. They all knew it. Like, he lives in his truck. They make a joke because like every family member made him like something for lunch. He's like, why does everybody try to feed me? Like, because otherwise you just eat peanut butter or canned tuna. And it's like, so they fucking know he's a goddamn hobo. They do nothing about it until their daughter gets kidnapped, and it's like, oh, here's $50,000. Go find her and stuff like that. Anyway, the premise is so ridiculous, and there's so much plot in between the action sequences. I was like getting so bored. I'm like, yo, you guys obviously did not study the good parts of John Wick, other than Russians being, people.
Or
you can
Taken.
kill.
This sounds like Taken right now.
Yeah, it's so.
Yeah, this sounds like Taken.
And I'm sorry, the daughter winds up saving herself for the most part. It's so ridiculous.
She's the daughter of a military guy, so she's got the skills, of course.
Yeah, and they name dropped in the beginning. It's because her dad was like, "Oh, well, we paid for your college, your high school, your recitals, your karate lessons." So apparently, high school karate lessons is enough to get you past Russian mafia members and stuff. But
it's not his daughter; it's his construction people's daughter.
Yeah, his worker, his employer's daughter. Yeah. That's like a college student, stuff like that.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. That's if I didn't explain that well. His daughter is fine for most of the movie, but it's just so ridiculous and it's so contrived, and I'm just like it's one of those weird things where like they kind of shit on like, the younger generation a little bit. They're like, oh, what's this? People do this? Like, what are you talking about? And it's like, holy shit, man. Like, Jason Statham's old, I guess. Like, he's just old, and he's appealing to us. It was apparently executively produced by Sylvester Stallone or something like that. So I'm like, oh, well, there you go. Anyway.
I mean, it sounds like, a 90s action movie.
Yeah, but it just, if it was more action and less plot, I would like, because the thing is, he goes through these periods where he's, like, stalking people to, like, find the daughter. And it's just like, it just shows him.
Intrigue.
It's not good intrigue, man. It's not. Go ahead. Okay. You watch the movie, Mike. You watch the movie.
I'm not going to watch the movie.
Yeah, I know you're not. So don't even backseat here.
Oh, man. All right. We also watched Daredevil, I'm sure. 2 episodes we got last week. Mm-hmm. Got some advancement to the plot, with Daredevil.
One of them.
Yeah. The plot. But I think it was good. I like these 2 episodes. Season's been good for me, like, so far.
I mean, the first episode was like a couple cameos in there from other
I mean,
Disney Plus
The-
Marvel shows.
The first episode, some people are theorizing, was sort of like
Yeah, that was the pre-shift.
like
pre-reboot. Yeah.
rebound, because it did feel sort of different from most
It's
of
lighter
these other
in tone for
episodes.
sure.
And also, I don't know why, other than just for it being the middle, these episodes had to be back to back because they were pretty unrelated.
They are.
It was fun the first episode though. I did like it.
I think it's more just like this one's so different. Then let's get you back on track. And
I think if they'd aired episode whatever 4 or 5, whatever it was, independently, just for 1 week, people would have complained again. But I think online people are going to complain about it no matter what. So
I think they made a good choice to pair that with an advancement episode. But I did enjoy that one-off episode. It was a we'll call it a holiday special. And so Daredevil's had a holiday special now. But yeah, I thought it was good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. So that was a good one-off, and the cameo was fine, I guess. So I'm keeping it vague.
Yeah.
But the following episode was really the one we could talk about. Was like back to the brutality. I think that was wow.
With the suit back.
Yeah, great episode. Great episode.
And
enjoyed this. Was it episode 6? I think that is. I think it's episode 6.
I gotta say too, like it was so awesome seeing both him again and Kingpin going back to their roots. It's like no matter how much you grow older or change, like you're fundamentally still the same person, right? At the core.
And even his suits are getting a little tighter. I was like,
my
got bigger.
Call
little
out
addition.
is
exactly.
what they're going with. My food call out was real.
Well, plus, when he beat
Mm.
on fucking mild spoiler alert, Adam, right? I was just like, bro, like you've been keeping this dude fucking hostage for weeks, if not months, and it's like, here's a sledgehammer, this will even the playing field. I'm like, bro, no.
It's great show. 3 episodes left, right? Is this 3? 7, 8, 9? Yeah, I think there's left.
I guess so. There's only one thing that sort of I didn't like about this, and that was sort of how they chose to incorporate a previous plot thread, because I thought it would be a little more substantial what a certain group of antagonists were doing, other than just being bad by themselves. For now they're getting tied in.
Yeah, I think pulling them in. I thought I
was hoping for something more going on there.
I thought they could do. I think they might still do something with that. I think a slow play on that group would be something cool to do, and then bring it back for another special that's happening later on. Just being vague as possible here. So, but I am shocked that that group is. It would have been cool to kind of leave them underlying for the whole season, and then kind of have them more either prominent next season or in another show. But
I don't even know what we're talking about.
Oh, we're trying to be vague. It's so tough, but we'll just say the crooked people.
Yeah.
The dirty people.
Okay.
Oh, this sounds really bad. I keep saying crooked.
Yeah, I was like,
They have badges.
Yeah.
Hey,
Cat, come on, that's it.
I know. I just thought they do more. Like Mike say, I do agree. I thought that would be some underlying plot, or
I was thinking it would be like
yeah. I'm sorry. That is apparently to introduce one of the characters that Fisk is addressing. Apparently, is like a secondary or tertiary character.
Oh.
In Marvel, I didn't know it. I was like, oh, okay.
So I at this point, like apparently the girl like Matt is dating is also a character. I don't know. I don't know anything about them.
Right,
So
well,
kind
they're
of
all
glad I don't
characters.
know. No. I mean a comic book character.
All like the little girl's
So,
a comic book character as well.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. But my point is, it's good that I don't know.
Yeah,
much
exactly.
about
That's the
them,
thing. Right.
I kind
you
of
want to be
just want
surprised.
them to be characters in
Right,
this show first.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, it's
All
good.
right.
I don't like the ending with them fighting and the mirror image of them, like you're saying, Tony, like going back to their roots. They're both kind of falling into their old ways, and just bouncing back and forth between the two is a neat dynamic there. So that's cool.
I love the on social media. There's some people posting after the episode aired where he's like Daredevil's like kind of like choking the guy out pretty much, and it's just people are like, isn't he supposed to be a hero? I was like, oh, did you start with this series? Like, did you not see the first 3 seasons?
Netflix stuff.
Like,
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
Well, that was, I mean, since we're going there a little bit, it is like, was when he started up again after what happened earlier, is like, oh, is he just going to be like a Daredevil who kills now? Was he convinced by his conversation earlier? Because it sounded like he lost that conversation, which, I think needs a little,
I think his perspective
rectifying.
changed. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think his perspective changed when he saw the villain doing what the villain was doing.
Yeah.
Maybe. I just think it's more in the context of everything else that's happened.
Well, no, yeah. I mean, everything's adding up to that, but I think the final straw, that broke.
Right. There's a tipping point where it's like, all right.
Right? Just like Punisher says, you're one bad day away from being me, right?
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was
I mean,
the point.
wait, like on a completely different tangent, I just realized John Bernthal's in a movie with is it Ben Affleck?
Yeah, at the end of the month.
The Accountant.
The Accountant. Too.
Yeah, I kind of been psyched to see that. I really want to see that.
I saw
actually.
pieces of
With
that.
the
I was like,
other Daredevil.
I was like,
There
I
he is,
want to be
Daredevil
seeing that
and
movie.
Punisher.
Like, I wish I was
Yeah.
sitting in this movie right now.
That's what I want. That's a movie on my radar to go see in the theaters. Actually, if I get a free day at home, just kind of go see that instead. I think that's perfect for that. So
There was a teaser for Ballerina too. That looks great.
yeah,
I was like, why couldn't I be sitting in this movie either?
Yeah. Well, you saw the #1 movie in the country last weekend, so it did 15.5 million. That's the Working Man. 15.5 million. It beat out Snow White with a 66%
Good job,
drop.
Tony. You did it.
Yeah. 66% drop. Snow White.
I paid that.
It
much.
is. We can officially call Snow White a flop. It will not make its money back. It will.
It was
It's
a
at one-
dead on arrival.
This is one of the worst rated movies ever. Apparently.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it
period.
broke
Not like
records.
Disney. Not Disney live
I think
action. Like just
IMDb,
period.
which is
1.5. Yeah.
IMDb is interesting because it's like a combination of the masses and critics, sort of.
Yeah.
But Dragon Ball held that title for a very long time.
Yeah.
So Snow White that's an accomplishment. Like you have to be real bad because there have been some movies that have come out since then. And you just need thing is you need that publicity and then like the fall. Like
Yep.
you need a whole bunch of things to fall right or wrong in
Yep.
this scenario
You know
for
the-
this to happen.
You know the great part about this, Corey? You know what? I know the great part about this? Because later this
Go
year,
on.
when Metroid Prime 4 comes out,
Oh,
somebody
God,
loses
no.
a bet and has to watch a movie because that's when we were still doing the movie.
That
bets.
was yeah. I mean, that'll be on Disney Plus by then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's easy. You're right. It's an easy one for you to get me to watch. So, crap. Oh man. All right. All right. Let's go on. I have to move on. I have to go on somehow from that. Yeah. So that's your box office. Box office this week. The Chosen, The
It's
Woman in the
dead.
Yard,
It's
and
dead.
Death of Unicorn.
Mhm.
So, nothing really big coming right now. It's a little like
It's dead for
no.
the next couple of weeks
Yeah.
until the
Yeah.
probably count
Yeah,
too.
gotta wait till May. I mean,
Yeah.
May is the big one.
yeah. So, all right. Let's get into a little news though, because we got news last week and this week. We got a bunch of stuff
Yeah.
happening, and we got a bunch of cool stuff happening. Because last week we got news: The Legend of Zelda, the live-action film, we got a release date from Nintendo via their new app. I was wondering what they're going to release. They launched a new app, as we'll talk about in the Gamecast. But via the new app, they reported Legend of Zelda releasing worldwide on March 26, 2027, live action.
I think it's like same
Oh,
weekend or a
weird.
week after Sonic 4.
It's the same month. I think they're a week apart right now, or maybe they might be 2 weeks apart. I know there's not the same weekend at least.
Yeah.
But does one move?
No.
Do you think Sonic moves? Or are we going back to Nintendo versus Sega at the box office?
Yeah, that's. I was about to say it's like wow.
As long as Sonic's coming out first, he's not moving.
I think Sonic's got the more established. Well, it doesn't. You can't even make that statement with Zelda. I was gonna say in the theater, it's got more establishment in terms of like kids stuff. I think Sonic might draw more kids. Maybe I'm wrong. By
Yeah,
that.
I'll
I
probably
don't know.
drop more kids. I definitely think this is going to be like young adult though.
You can't underestimate the Legend of Zelda. That's the problem. Like Nintendo stuff, it's IPs. You can't underestimate that, and that's why I don't know where this is gonna fall.
I just don't
it
know
is-
if there's like kid stuff that's like
Yeah.
not games for Zelda too much.
Mhm.
Until
You're
now,
right.
I guess.
I don't
is
think
You're
this
right.
what
is
they're
a
going
kids
for.
film though.
Sonic has toys out there. Sonic has a lot of stuff out there for kids to help improve its.
It'll be a
IP.
PG-13 film.
Whereas...
I mean, you still have you're gonna have to have violence and fighting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So slightly different market,
Yep.
but
might be.
It's still
That's what I mean. Well,
okay.
that's why maybe they won't move because then you are kind of a slightly different. You're drawing almost different crowds.
And again, like I don't see Sonic moving if it's coming out before Zelda.
It is coming out before Zelda. Yes, it's early. It's second week of March. So
right, so doesn't make sense. But as far as
it's a lot of time
putting a date on this now, like you got a timer on it, so it's all gonna come together. So the people you want, the people you are gonna have make this movie, they all have to be ready to do it. So
yeah. Well, apparently they. I don't know if it's confirmed in yet, but the rumors are saying that it's going to be a planned trilogy. So they might be shooting more than
sure,
Triforce, if you will.
Yeah, Triforce. But apparently they're filming in New Zealand or something. So
yeah,
New Zealand. That's cool because Lord of the Rings and all those movies are shot there. So that's cool. Yeah, good location,
great,
good
stuff. Yeah,
good environments. Yeah, for it. Let's go for some more
stuff to fight in Australia too, New Zealand.
Everything's trying to kill you.
Yeah,
everything's trying to kill you there. More release dates for stuff. We've and a title. Spider-Man: Brand New Day, July 31st, 2026.
Also going to be a new trilogy.
What's Spider-Man?
That's the Tom Holland Spider-Man movie coming out. Spider-Man: Brand New Day. All new stories.
Sadie Sink, right? We know she's
rough
in it.
connotations.
You know, what's his who else? Like, I don't think there's too many people confirmed for this movie other than like Zendaya and
Zendaya, Sadie Sink, and this. Yeah,
his best friend. What's his name?
Ned.
Jacob.
Is he? I don't know if he's confirmed for this yet. Actually,
he'll be in it.
Oh, is he?
No,
I didn't know if he was.
The three of them were confirmed first.
Okay.
Also, Happy is in it.
Oh, is he? Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau, thank you. And then Sadie Sink. She was the most recent.
Yeah. So I mean, Brand New Day. I think I remember that storyline a little.
No more
bit.
home.
No
more home stuff.
I mean, home's over.
Home's over.
Everything's gonna have day in the title. There's Brand New Day. One more day. Yeah, absolutely. That's what it's gonna be.
Doomsday.
Ooh.
Oh, you got Doomsday already.
Well, Brand New Day is a storyline. One More Day is a storyline. I'm assuming there's a third.
But One More Day came before Brand New Day, so
yeah, they'll do it in reverse this time. I don't know.
But you can't. Why not? You can change up the whole storyline.
What was the
Brand New Day? The new whatever, Another Day, whatever it was, directly is
no, I get that, but they could
Brand New Day was a response to Another Day or whatever it was.
For sure. But we'll see.
Wait, was Brand New Day when like everybody forgot who he was? Is that?
Yes.
Well, that was the one before.
Yeah.
The one before was.
Well, this is the one so everybody forgot him, and then Brand New Day was after that.
Right.
This is brand new.
Right. Another Day or whatever it was with Mephisto was after Civil War when he revealed himself, and they're like, "Oh shoot, we shouldn't have done that." So Mephisto did the whole "Let's forget Spider-Man," and everybody hated it.
Yeah. So that's what they're doing, sort of.
So the Brand New Day was the one after.
After that.
And in this storyline, there is a redheaded female superhero, Jackpot. But,
Jackpot, yeah.
But Spider-Man thought that was Mary Jane, so we'll see. Who knows? Maybe
he's gonna have a all new spider suit.
I mean,
already.
Sell toys.
Or sell stuff, yeah. Maybe it'll be a rival.
And this also comes out like 2 months after Doomsday.
Yes. That'll be very interesting.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting. See
he's
how that all plays together.
They're saying he's not in Doomsday, so
we'll see.
We didn't even mention the
a lot of things.
The countdown, did we?
We did not. That countdown was like long, but they had a whole. That was last week, wasn't it? We didn't even mention it last week, did we?
No, it was after our podcast.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in let's get into the countdown in just a second. Let's talk about the other release date for Spider-Man to keep it on Spider-Man real quick. That's the Beyond the Spider-Verse coming June 4th, 2027. Mm-hmm. That's the finale for the animated version of Beyond the Spider-Verse. Finally, after it stopped us on that nice cliffhanger there. So let's hope this movie can stick the landing and be amazing. No pun intended there, because it's got
some of the art piece was really cool. Like the Prowler. I'm excited to see.
Prowler versus Miles.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Are we getting the entire Spider-Verse trilogy in the time between the Batman and the Batman Part 2 or whatever? No.
The entire?
No,
I don't know.
Batman came after.
Not the entire. Yeah, that came out after
the first Spider-Man.
But by how much? Because it was the same year, right?
Was it the same year?
No,
I
no,
gotta
no,
look
no. It
this
was
up.
next
It was
year.
the same year as the second one, maybe, but not
Maybe that's it.
the first one.
Wait, that was
First one,
Across the Spider-Verse.
first one
Yeah,
was
what was the
Endgame
first
year.
one?
First one was Endgame year, I believe. Or
Into the
Infinity War.
Spider-Verse was the first one, right?
Yes.
2020. It's 2018 for that one, and
Yeah,
the
that was
Batman
a long time.
was. Yeah, the Batman was 2022. So
Oh, okay.
yeah. These anime movies take a long time, so let's hope they stick the landing for this because these have been great films.
Yeah.
I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm excited for this one. I hope it really works, and I'm
I mean,
excited.
I love that second one, so yeah.
But 2027 is still 2 years away, so we got to make it there.
Well, we got Zelda that year too, so
Yeah.
Big year.
Yep. As we just mentioned before, though, there was this countdown that Marvel decided to do on Twitter, on X.
all
Sorry,
chair reveals.
If
Well,
you
no,
wanna
it was
call
on YouTube, but they
was
also
on
posted-
YouTube.
It was
It
everywhere.
was streaming.
It was streaming everywhere, and
We just post
they
updates on,
they
Twitter.
chose to go like over how many hours was this reveal?
over 5
5
hours.
Every 15 minutes, I think they revealed, or was it 12?
12 to
12 to
15.
Every 12
15.
minutes, they revealed somebody new.
Okay.
So we got a full cast. I gotta get the list, but the people coming back, obviously, Robert Downey Jr. This is for Doomsday's cast reveal. Let me see. I have to bring it up. I don't have it on my.
Well, I mean, we don't have to mention every single person, but as far as
No.
they started with Chris Hemsworth, it's like, all right, cool. He was going to be around, but nice to get confirmation.
Yep, Hemsworth, Mackie, Vanessa Kirby, Paul Rudd, Florence Pugh. I just go through them real quick. Wyatt Russell, the Namor actor, which I can't pronounce his name. I apologize, sir. Simeon Liu, Sebastian Stan.
Pretty much all the Thunderbolts.
Latia Wright. What?
Pretty much all the Thunderbolts.
All of the
Except for one.
Thunderbolts, except for one of them, was name dropped in this.
Yeah, we got
It's like, spoiler.
the Shuri actress, right? Letitia Wright. Ebon Moss, Bachrach, Ben Grimm, he's the new one. Kelsey Grammer.
Beast.
Kelsey Grammer? Beast?
Yeah, he's got the end of Marvels. A little teaser there, so he's back.
Yep. Louis Pullman, who we're gonna meet soon.
Entry. Yep. And Thunderbolts, all of them except one.
Let's see. Danny Ramirez is
The new Falcon.
Yeah, Joseph Quinn, Johnny
Who's in
Storm,
Captain America.
obviously. So you can have the whole Fantastic Four in there because Pedro Pascal is also back. As we said, David Harbour, Winston Duke.
Winston Duke is in there. But the question, like, the order of things, and they put Pedro second to last. So I think that's significant.
I think it is too.
Because of the storyline that they have going on here.
Well, they said everything, the whole point of it, because it ended on Robert Downey Jr., right? We're like, oh, that's kind of weird.
All
leads to Doom. So I'm wondering if it's like, we're starting there and, Mr. Fantastic is the one that leads to Doom, right? Who knows?
It's possible.
Well, I mean, their relationship is significant in the comics, and it's interesting.
They just need to make
it's
out.
nice that it's got to hug it out, bro.
Make it out, bro.
My question to you guys is, we get Tom Hiddleston's Loki. Do we get the TVA Loki, or do we get a different Loki?
You get this God of Stories Loki? Is that what the question is?
Yeah.
Stories.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
That's a good Loki. I'm happy for that.
All right.
Patrick Stewart. We're getting X-Men in this movie.
And
he's died 3 times as Savior, so we'll get to see him die again.
And as I'm getting to this cast, we also get Sir Ian McKellen back, who's going to be acting forever, apparently. Will not stop acting.
Till they're 90.
Beyond.
I
think he's 90.
Like 5
is he
years
90?
away.
He is 90.
He's
Gotta be
like 85 or something.
Is he? I thought he was like 90 now.
He's 85 or 6.
All right. And obviously Alan Cumming, Nightcrawler.
Obviously. That's crazy. That's
No,
a crazy pull.
He didn't. Well, you know what? He's probably going to get CGI'd instead of made up. He didn't want to do the makeup.
yeah?
That's why I didn't.
I mean,
go in
Beast
the
was
third
CGI in the Marvel, so
Yeah.
I can see it.
He didn't want to sit in that chair for that long. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
Or
Nobody
he's
does.
just.
I was
a
like,
lot
who
more money
does want to
from-
sit in the chair for 7 hours?
I mean, it could also be just 15, 20 years
maybe.
later.
Who do you think wants to sit in the chair? Do you think Rebecca Romaine, because she's back as Mystique? She sat in a chair for a long time too for makeup.
Oh yeah.
She won't be doing it this time though.
Nope. James Marsden, Cyclops.
He's back.
I posted a funny posted a funny image on our Discord for those wondering of James Marsden's roles in his last animated Sidekicks movie. So Dewey, I thought that was great. Rocket with him sitting in a car.
Yeah.
Let's see, Channing Tatum, folks. Channing Tatum.
Gambit. He made a name for himself. Yeah.
Successfully.
Clusterfuck.
Do we get? There's rumors about the new Blade movie being canceled.
I fucking told you guys.
I know. So do you think Wesley Snipes is in this movie?
No. I don't give a shit.
No. I think he's done.
Okay.
I don't know.
I think
one and done.
At this point, it doesn't matter because everyone's going to be there for all of 2 seconds and be like, "Hi, that'll be this movie." Sounds great.
I don't know. I actually think I read this some like crazy like pie in the sky. Like you know how like on 4chan and I guess Reddit and Twitter, like there'll be people that just post these like the paragraphs of like just things. It's like I know, I have an uncle that works or whatever. But every now and then, some of those are actually, it's like, this is so far-fetched, it's like almost believable, right? And somebody I saw posted that were like, yeah, so it's pretty much going to be like, we have the Marvel, what is it, the 616, right?
616?
Anybody in the Marvel 616 is on, like, obviously, like, the Avengers, whatever. Everybody else is on Doom's side. So they're going to be playing, like, the villains and stuff. So I was like, that would save some time, obviously, and, whatnot. But I was like, interesting. I could entertain that notion.
So we're getting a evil Professor X.
Maybe not evil, right? Because the whole
But they're sided with him.
Just a matter of perspective.
Yeah.
Right. It's all about this perspective.
Yeah, it is about the matter of perspective. So saving their universes might be the idea here. Again.
Right, because that's the whole thing. And Corey, back to your point about the order of the Spider-Man things. Like so Doomsday is later on than the next one, which is supposed to be Secret Wars. Secret Wars happens first, but here it's backwards. So I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, they just taking titles from storybook or comic book runs, and they'll just make up. I mean, basically, Born Again was is not really Born Again because
Civil War wasn't really like a giant. Civil War.
Exactly. So I get it. You want to have that recognition and be like, and you can take, and everything is taking stories from other places and kind of throwing them.
That's the only reason comics exist these days, so they can make movie things.
Yep. So, but could go on, do some more. So we got a lot of X-Men in a row, and that's all the original Fox X-Men, right? So not the new X-Men. Like, there's no James McAvoy or Fassbender, right?
Good.
No, that's all the old X-Men.
They can bring him back next time.
I think that's everybody. I went through, except for Ghost. I didn't mention Ghost. She's in that too.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Pedro and Downey came out.
They did say there will be more. There will be more names announced.
I heard that like Halle Berry and there's some other actors and actresses that are trying to like negotiate still. It's like okay.
I mean, I would assume Famke Jensen would also make an appearance.
I think you have to
get the core of those guys.
What about Hugh Jackman? He wasn't on there.
Yeah, I mean,
Ryan Reynolds.
Rise.
Okay, so well then, who that's not on there do you want to see?
I think Ryan Reynolds
do you not on there?
Hugh
do you
Jackman
not want to see?
If you're gonna get all the other Fox people,
there's no Chris Pratt either.
Yeah, I mean, apparently, like there's stuff going on at the same time as Doomsday, so they're doing cover. I don't know what that means, but
well, Spider-Man.
That's what's gonna be weird. Yeah, Spider-Man. So, do we get Star-Lord and Spider-Man? Is that crazy to think? Like,
I mean, you're gonna have somebody.
Didn't we hear we're
Marvel,
not
right?
gonna get Spider-Man in this specifically?
Yeah, he did say that Tom Holland's not in this one.
But Spider-Man, you could get a Spider-Man.
They did say Tom Holland's not in this one. That is true.
McGuire.
That is true.
Somebody else on some online source said they had the leaked script for when this movie was supposed to be Kang Dynasty, and this movie was supposed to, if this leak was real, was supposed to introduce Miles Morales into the MCU.
Oh,
so
okay.
No, I mean, leading to Gwen Stacy being in Spider-Man as well. Pretty. I mean, because how No Way Home ends, like they're closing up all the multiverse and stuff, but maybe somebody got left behind. Who knows?
Yeah. Yep. All right. we'll know more soon. It's a good cast. We'll see. Like Mike says, it could be 15-second cameos. So hopefully you can manage this many stars.
Well, you're gonna get more people in San Diego. You're gonna announce somebody that we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Right. So it's gonna be interesting. And then there's a lot of storylines you can play around with all these characters. So should be interesting.
Yeah. Do you see that? Was it Finn Jones played
Danny Rand?
Iron Fist? Danny Rand. Yeah, he wants another shot.
He's like, give me a fucking chance. I'm like, we did
Yeah,
give
he's
you
like, give me
a
a
fucking
fucking
chance.
chance.
Marvel money. I mean, who doesn't?
I'd be open to it. I don't mind him. It wasn't great. The show wasn't great, but
I mean, if you're gonna bring Jessica Jones back, fine. But they already have a new Iron Fist, Colleen Wong. What's her name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of those.
Yeah. Wing.
Yeah, she could be back. That'd be great.
Yeah, give us that. Give us her back. That's right.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. More news.
Oh, I wanted to see
bits.
Chloe Bennett. This is what I want to see. Or
Okay.
Greg Clark. What's his name? Gosh,
I think Clark Gregg.
It's Clark Gregg. Yes.
Clark.
This is the
Gregg.
double G.
Yes. I think he should be in it too. I think he is going to be in it. He teased something on Instagram about him coming back to the role.
If he does, I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna tweet at him and be like, "Dude, I lost
You
the
said
bet because of you."
Now you do this?
Yeah.
Well, he could be like, it's not really me. It's a different me from another universe.
Yeah.
Evil.
All
Coulson.
right. Couple fun bits of news here at the end here. Coyote versus Acme. We talked about it last week. Ketchup Entertainment has now officially bought that film from Warner Brothers for $50 million.
I'm happy for you, Jim.
I am happy. Releasing in 2026 gives them a chance to release this film that everybody loved to make. So let's see what it can do. I think it's a great premise. It's obviously
not gonna
based
do
on.
Well, I'm so fortunate.
It's a great premise.
I mean, I hope it does well, but I'm afraid they're just gonna prove like WB right when it opens to like 10 million, and that's about it.
I mean, I think at the cost, it's a finished film. So they paid $50 million for a finished film. So that's.
I gotta throw $50 million in marketing at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you do that, let's say double the budget, it's $100 million, and you make 50 in the theater somehow. I don't know how you can pull that out, but I don't know. You're right, because I don't know how you can make it profitable without a major budget behind it, but we'll see.
No, that's fine.
We'll
But
see.
I mean, the point is, I don't think anybody bought this trying to make money off of it. I think it was about preserving a work.
Fine, because you don't count streaming. I think this is going to be a very streaming film. Like you're going to make a lot of money off of that. So
where
anywhere but Max.
On the new Max with the new logo they spent millions of dollars on. Did you see that? That looks the same as their old logo.
So fucking stupid. It was like they hired 3 different logo companies and they each like designed one letter and they just like okay, put it together.
Well, they went from HBO to the Max stuff, and now they're back to the HBO like font and colors without saying HBO.
So fucking stupid, man.
Maybe they should have put little sunglasses below it. It's a deep cut.
I bet you it goes back to HBO next year to get the name back. All right. Sydney Sweeney is in final negotiations to star in the live-action Gundam movie.
If this wasn't announced yesterday, it's because today as we record this it's
yesterday.
April 1st.
Yes.
If this wasn't announced yesterday, I'd be like, there's no way.
Yeah, this was an April Fool's joke, no doubt, but this is true.
See, she just broke up with her fiance too, so this is what happens. You know, you break up with your fiance, you get the Gundams. That's all I'm saying.
You go with the Gundams. Yeah.
Ride those big metal robots.
I don't know what the plot of this is going to be. I have no idea.
Don't care. I would see it.
Don't care. Yep. I think we're in. So, all right. And that's pretty much it for the news. So we'll see more as we learn of Doomsday coming up, as we get more information. But stay tuned. This is going to wrap up this episode. Gamecast coming up next. Stay tuned for that one. We'll see you guys next week. We'll talk more Daredevil. We are out for now, though. See you on the Gamecast.
CinemaCon is going on.